Now what we're going to do today, we've got a lab set up here with the access point that we're going to be attacking, which is one that I've plugged into our network. I've set up a WEP network on it, and what we're going to do, we've got a couple of machines, or at least one machine associated with that access point, which we're going to need because in order to get the key we need to capture so many of the initialization vectors which run alongside the packets that are being transmitted. And if we can collect enough of those IVs, then we can extrapolate the key. We can basically work the key out from those packets. We need to collect quite a lot. We need to collect, round about at least 50,000 of these IVs. So we need to have a network where there's packets flowing on it. Like I say, Cain's a fantastic tool. I think actually I'll do some more tutorials on the different aspects of it because there's some really quite good things on it. You can do network sniffing, password cracking, you name it, you can pretty much do it. Okay, so inside the wireless tab of Cain, first of all what we need to do is we need to select the wireless adapter that we're going to be using for the attack. So that's the AirPcap adapter. So we just click on that combo box and we select AirPcap. Okay, first of all what we're going to do is a passive scan. So at this point we're not actually sending any packets out from the adapter. It's just like a radio scanner, to be honest. We're just sniffing the traffic that's running on the wireless networks to basically see what's around. So we'll start off hopping on BG channels, and that's just we're going to use this to basically find the access points that are available. Okay, so we're looking for insecure. There we go. We'll just stop it again, because, like I say, we're going to actually focus the attack on a specific channel. So if you look along here, then the channel column there, channel 7. We'll set that to channel 7, and that now focuses the attack on channel 7. So we're going to have a higher rate of packets captured into our capture file there. Okay, like I mentioned before, we need to have traffic running on that network. So each time a packet's sent, it goes with a unique initialization vector, or IV. Now, if there's not an awful lot of traffic on the network, we can actually generate our own by injecting packets. Injecting packets is going to sort of put our head above the parapet, as it were, but it's going to mean that we're going to manage to capture these IVs at a much faster rate. So what we'll do is we'll start off our passive scan again. We'll click on the tab on the entry there in the table for the insecure network, and if I just connect to that, okay, so we've got a connection, and what you'll notice down here is we've got so many ARP requests. Address resolution protocol, that's a topic for a different tutorial. But basically what that's done is it's recorded those requests that have been sent, and what we're going to actually do is replay those requests to the access point, almost like in a loop, and that's going to generate a lot of traffic, which in turn will give us a lot of IVs along with it. So if we just go along here and go to WEP injection, we turn on the ARP request button, and after a while we should start seeing these IVs ramp up quite fast. What you can do to almost like invoke that happening is you can de-authenticate the host. So if you right click on the associated host there and de-authenticate, that will it'll effectively kick it off the network, and when it reassociates you'll get these ARP requests again, which you can record and then input into the injection attack. Okay, so you can see there it's ramping up quite nicely there, and like I say, we want to be collecting, I think maybe 50,000. It's been as low as that. The thing with a WEP key, what you have to remember is it's not a fine, clearly defined thing. So typically the program wants about 250,000. So you could actually collect 250,000 of these WEP IVs. I have seen keys cracked with a lot less than that in the past. So I've seen it go down as maybe as low as 50,000. But really, the more you can collect of these, the better. Okay, so we've done that. We've got 125,000, which hopefully should be enough. So we'll stop our capture there. And if we go over here to where we've got our capture file, and you click on Analyze. Okay, so that's the network. It hasn't given us the ESSID for some reason, but you can see there that that's the network. We've got 125,000 unique IVs in that. There's two different attacks here. I've found in the past that sometimes you can be lucky with one and not the other, so it's worth playing around with the two of them. So if we click on the coax attack, first of all we're going to try and test for a 64-bit key. So if you click on that WEP key length there and go to 64 bits, if you don't know the key that you're testing for, it's worth capturing, possibly 1 million IVs, and then trying for a 128-bit. First of all, it does mean capturing more, but it depends on how much time you've got. Okay, so we're going to try 64-bit key, and we click on Start. What it's basically doing is it's testing a range of keys against the IV that we've captured, IVs that we've captured, and it's looking for similarities in the IVs, so it can predict what the key is. Okay, so what it said there is that the attack's failed. We need more IVs. Like I said, you need about 250,000 for 64-bit keys. I just happen to know it's a 64-bit key because, well, it's in a lab situation. Not to worry. What we can try is, if we exit from there, we'll try the PTW attack. Hit the Start button. Okay, so that's the PTW attack was actually more successful in this case. As you can see, it's found the key. And if you look down there at the hex, that's the key for our WEP network. So you can see it's fairly vulnerable as a network. There's obviously good ways of securing your network. WPA is the better encryption method. WPA2 as well is really good for securing a wireless network, but it's not completely infallible. And we'll show you that in future tutorials. So there we have it. That's the key to your WEP network, and yeah, have fun. Remember to use this on your own networks. Please don't use it on other people's networks, because you can get yourself into a bit of trouble. And make sure you check out my blog as well. It's at www.multitaskingmail.com, and please rate this video if you found it useful. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.